Gonna start by saying this video is a day late because there was an issue with the original recording, so I have to do the whole thing over again. And I just didn't want to do it yesterday. I just did the damn recording. I don't want to do it again. But here we are. Just a second. I obviously didn't set up for this properly. Alright, let's try now. Yeah, I really wasn't expecting to be doing the Spinebuster review again. Now I have to pretend that I didn't already do this. Maybe it'll perform differently today, who knows. Alright, so the first thing you can see there, it's not self-correcting. Oh, it is a little bit, but not enough to care about. I think this is fine. It's really good for controls. This car controls quite nicely. It's got a decent speed to it. A little bit of self-correction there. So it has a little bit of that self-correction issue. It seems to be less related to gravity and more to just sheer speed of the vehicle. Just a lot of these vehicles will turn going in a straight line. It's always good to be aware that these vehicles do that. No, stop rolling. Ah yes, I do recall this. This car rolls a lot. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that's the wrong way. Because the dome in the middle should be this way. Yeah, I did. I rolled all the way around this corner. Wait, I may have. Ah, that's definitely the right way then. It's not definitely the right way. I could still be very wrong. I'm definitely not though. I generally do get turned around. That's really unfortunate. The handling on the car is really good though. It is unfortunately really light, which causes it to just bounce out of control. But it's not trying to turn itself because it's on a wall. However, it does try to turn itself when going straight. Like there, I'm not really causing it to turn, it's just doing it. So there, it turns by itself. That's not me. And that's not ideal because the car's, you know, just going straight at speed. But that could also just be pipeline causing that issue. It is a little hard to keep it straight once it starts spinning or swerving, but that's nothing wrong with the car itself. I feel like I can really save a lot of time on the pipeline just by Jesus Christ. By not actually doing the complete track. Like, it saves, I can save a lot of time on the reviews by not doing the complete track. I think this is a 25-second opening. Just gotta try and remember. That is a ridiculous opening time. Considering some open at like 23. It lands quite neatly. And roly-polies. There's a few of these cars that just roll and roll and roll, and they need more weight to them. People in the comments or the dev team will actually just say, oh, just, wow. Okay. I come off on a bit of an angle, but Jesus Christ. Yeah, people in the comments and the dev team often say stuff like, just, change your wheels or hit the air brake, whatever the hell that is. And it's like, I shouldn't, those aren't intended things, are they? maybe the air brake is intended, but Jesus Christ, it doesn't make any sense to have a brake for in the... I made that so much worse by... That was actually mostly on me. I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, anyway, like, changing the tyres to stop the vehicle's momentum is merely... It's technically a glitch that they've just kept because it works. It shouldn't be a requirement. You shouldn't be like, yeah, we can have this car bad because of this glorified glitch that we have in the game. Stops really well, or it did there anyway. I think I recall this having pretty bad brakes, but I think it's because I was just on a 90-degree angle that was stopped. It's not a drift vehicle. The moment you try to make it one, it spins out. The gearbox is at least fixed from 2 and 3.0. They were quite bad for the gearbox in this car. It's just so easy to lose control. If it gets those drift marks at all, you're screwed. But as long as you can... Oh, it's a little sensitive, honestly. Alright, we'll keep trying. It grips to the track decently well. It's just so light that it's easy to come off. Yeah, this is fine here. This is handling quite nicely. It's a little bit sensitive, but as long as you're aware of it. The only issue I have is that it turns by itself. And that's what's causing me problems here, is that I can't deal with this vehicle just choosing what direction it wants to go randomly. Like, I'm trying to drive straight or take corners and it's turning by itself. And that's not a self-correction thing, that's just a shitty trait of the vehicle, that it wants to turn when it doesn't need to turn. At least the self-correction ones, you can still use those vehicles on a track with no loops or no walls to drive on. Whereas a car that turns by itself on a flat or straight surface, that's just bad. That's, no matter what track you put that on, that car is worthless. Yeah, definitely avoid medium drifts at least. We'll see how that it goes on cliffside for shorter drifts. But grip wise it's fine, handling wise it would be okay if it wasn't for the fact that it turns by itself. I think this is a 25 second, I've gone a little early. If I just don't nitrox I should be able to account for that. It's a 27. Oh, these 27-second portals will be the death of me. As well, the inability to just drive straight into the portal on the straight path in this game. Oh my god. I think that counts as a reset though. Oh my god, don't turn when I'm trying to just go straight. So I had to slow down a fair bit there. I know this thing's got terrible downforce and will bounce if it hits that one. You lose control of the car. The first time I did it when I was recording this, it veered right. I ended up landing on this section here that I'm on now, which was cool, but it kind of skipped the loop. The loop, it was fine. It wasn't any worse than going on any regular straight. That corner's fortunately big enough that the car trying to turn by itself is slightly beneficial as long as you point the nose the right way and it can convince the car to try to turn the way that you're wanting it to turn. Oh, that drift was nice. It's just so light. I really don't like light cars in this game. Some of these are exceptionally light. Woo, shitty car. We'll try and get it onto the drifty part of the track. It's just, it struggles so hard to just go straight. I don't know why that's such a burden for this vehicle. I shifted into reverse and the car disagreed with me. Double tapping A to get to reverse in an automatic is fantastic. You can't do it in a manual, unfortunately, to my knowledge. But sometimes the physics just don't agree with you. Alright, let's try drifting. Let's see if we can crash this game, because we've had a few resets. It oversteers a bit there. Or it did that time anyway. We'll give it a... yeah, it's oversteering on every drift. Which isn't ideal. There's no real... that sucks. There's not really any level of counter steer that's gonna deal with this. No. Counter steering does nothing. The car is just so lightweight. Final review on this thing. What's the interior like? I mean, it needs fire. But otherwise it's a pretty standard what I'd expect. Yeah, so the car is very lightweight. It needs a heavier base desperately. It needs whatever it is that makes it turn by itself needs to just stop and go away. It's got decent speed. It's got really nice handling as long as you're not trying to drift it. As soon as you do put it into a drift, it will oversteer every time. There's not really any control of that. You can get some decently nice drifts, but it will generally just oversteer. It's not as bad as, like, I think the Roadrunner was the one that was trying to roll on every corner and kept lifting its backwards off the ground. So it's not that bad, but it's still not quite the best vehicle that you can use. It's one of the worst Maniacs that I've had a look at. But hey, we're done with the Maniacs now, for the second time for me, because I've had to do this review once already. We'll get this one uploaded straight away, because even if I was to release it today, it's like 2 hours behind schedule. Sorry for the delay on that one, guys. It's just really demoralizing to drive a bad car twice. I just needed a break before I come back to this car. But we're onto silencers, and I'm keen.